All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until, I don't know. I literally just got a call. Like I hung up and then hit the button for here. I got a few calls that I have to make. I told you I'm working on something, so I got a few calls that I have to make. But this particular call will be at 4 o'clock. So I have to make this call at 4 o'clock. I don't know what to tell y'all. So y'all can't even bully me in this stand late because I have to make this call. So this is definitely going to be a short show. Definitely short show. And I had a couple things that I wanted to discuss. But let me get to the hellos. Anthony, good afternoon. Erica out there in Reading, good afternoon, Erica. We got Anthony is back again. He says afternoon. Tanika, good afternoon. Tanika, she's representing Orlando, Florida. See, that's 1, 2, 3. Andrea, representing Gulf Manor, good afternoon. And Jason, good afternoon. That rounds out the top 5, if I count it right. That rounds out the top 5. Thank you guys for checking us out, supporting the show, with your views, your hopefully good comments. Maria, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria Smith. Thank you for checking out the show. Brent Beard, out in Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon. Jason says he's in Ross. David Herring, he says he's top 10. I think you are. Good afternoon. Bonita says good afternoon. She's representing Roseline. Daryl Carpenter, we all know he's out there in Forest Park. Good afternoon, Daryl Carpenter. Pamela Kinney, representing North Avondale. Good afternoon, Pamela. David said hit the countdown. Little baby keep getting on me about the countdown. She really want to make another countdown. She liked doing the autumn one that we did. So she wants to do another one. And she's like, grandfather, we don't have a countdown. We got to make a countdown. So maybe Friday we'll make a countdown. If there's a countdown on Friday, it'll be because she wanted to do it. Let's see. Carolyn Smith, good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. Lauren Burt, representing the West Side. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Daryl says, then why even do a show when it's going to be a half hour long? Once you get through all the hellos, it'll be 4. I was already live first. Check your tone. Who you talk to? Second, I was already logged on, had the element up there and everything. And I was legit getting ready to hit the button to, fade me in and go live. And then my phone rang. So I answered the phone. You got a call at 4 o'clock. I didn't have a scheduled call at 4 o'clock. I just got a call that there is a call at 4 o'clock that I'm needed on. So, I guess the other option would have been to just say, all right, and just click off and go on upstairs and get ready to do the call. Not that there's anything I have to get ready for. I'm more there listening, but still. So that's why. If your point is you don't want me to do the show for the half hour, then I'll just log off. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. Terrence, the real Terrence Howard in the house. He says he's top 5. You are top 5 in my book, sir. You are top 5 in my book. No matter how many people try to turn me against you or you against me. I don't know who they trying to turn. But you are top 5 in my book. David Martin, representing Hebron, good afternoon. Danny Dozier out in Westwood, good afternoon. Ronald Dixon, good afternoon. Thomas Bullet Shearley, good afternoon. I'm not familiar with that name. I don't know that I've seen that name. So if you're a new person, thank you for checking us out, for giving us a shot. Today will be a short show, so you owe me a return visit. LaTanya Chichester, I know I butcher it every time. Vincent Jones, good afternoon, LaTanya and Vincent. Vincent, by the way, is representing Blue Ash. Let's see, Terry Anderson representing Downtown, good afternoon. Terry says you are number 1. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Louis Talbert, good afternoon. We got Dina Johnson. She's an angel, by the way, in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And she's representing Walnut Hills, and Stevan Speed out there in Queens Gate. Now look, I gotta hop into this because we're gonna be it's gonna be a quick show. Remember, not too long ago, I told y'all Marco Rubio that he had come back from El Salvador, and he had said that the president of El Salvador had offered to, at a very reduced price, take people that get deported, people who are here illegally, who get deported. Hold on. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to answer the phone. It's not answering. Okay, there it is. Can you hear me, Brent? Hello? Brent? Okay, I'm not sure what's happening with the phone, so let me close that and open it back up. Close that and open it back up. Usually that'll fix just about anything. There we go. Brent!
Excuse me, I should have cleared my throat before I got on the phone. How are you doing today?
Yes, Gleno. I'm doing good.
That's good. I wanted to call in yesterday, but meetings were lasting too long and couldn't get in there. So before you talk about little Marco, one did on a couple of your topics from yesterday.
All right.
Your bartering. You're talking about bartering services.
Yes, bartering services yesterday.
So a part of your bartering services, were you behind the Citytown Kroger dumpster bartering service?
I was not. I did not need eggs that bad.
Okay. That day. So you have in the past.
No, I said I did not eat eggs that bad. Not that day.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
I got an egg hookup. My mother-in-law has chickens. And so, yeah, she's always calling like, you need some eggs? And I'm like, sure, we can use some eggs. And she'd be like, okay, I'm going to bring you up over a couple of, what are they? Not cases. What are they? Little crates or whatever. Yeah, so.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I talked to one of my friends who grew up on a farm and everything. He said, those chickens can only do, 1 or 2 eggs tops a day?
I don't know, but I know she has chickens and we get eggs and we don't pay for them.
All right. And with your, you bartering services and everything, I'm sure Mrs. Livingston would not like you bartering your master plumber services with anyone else.
No, she does. So, she has a strict rule. I'm not allowed to go over nobody else's house and lay pipe. There's a strict rule that she has.
All right, that's good. We want to keep marriages together, and unless y'all got that whole Jeff Pastor, polyamory thing going on. And
definitely
if so,
not.
Do you?
Definitely not.
All right, and ladies bartering services. Man, ladies in bartering services since forever. Every lady probably has in their past. If you have of a certain age, have a Mr. Earl or Mr. Lester. That when that car won't turn over, he's under there and he got the cigarette hanging out of his mouth while he's talking to you and talking about your carburetor and your spark plugs and everything else. And then after he gets it started back up, he's going to expect a payment for service rendered. So
yeah, I would imagine.
And let's see, ladies. Okay, and yeah, Twin did say he did echo that whole boring. This is for Jerica. Yes, he did echo that whole thing from, I think it was Alethea, talking about a boring show, Twin and Jack. So
yes, they did.
So that is a confirmation from that. And now your name, you said Nikki is the fighter. Who was the other one? That was, the one who smoked cigarettes.
Nikki and Keisha, they both nasty.
Keisha. Okay, yeah. And we don't have any Keishas in the group. I
don't think so. There is an exception to these rules. Like I have a cousin Keisha, and she not nasty, but most Keishas, they nasty.
Okay, all right, yeah. Because I've always told my sons, that with a few exceptions, because there's exceptions to every rule. never date a girl named after an automobile, named after spices, named after liquor, and named after gemstones. Now, with the gemstones, crystal is okay. There's a couple other ones in there. Jade is okay. But, the diamonds and cinnamons and alizés, leave them alone.
But ain't Ruby normally Ruby's a heavier chick, right?
Heavier, older chick.
Yeah.
So what and now with the Ruby, she can throw down and cooking wise. She can cook, so you get a good meal.
Okay.
Now alizé, you're gonna get a hot pocket, and and that's about it. But real quick, I know you short time. It's time for the wrestling report.
All right, we got to keep it short because I got to get this in.
Okay, yeah, John Cena turned full heel. He did an excellent job there. Main event, Jey Uso had the top dollar flop over the top rope. He got tripped up.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, and that was hilarious, and folks are going crazy about that. You saw the little baby jumping off of the top of the of the bed, and my sons, I found a video on their phone where both of them were jumping off of the top bunk of their bunk beds onto Rye Bear. We had a big old stuffed animal bear that we named after Ryback, so we called him Rye Bear.
Okay.
And they were beating the holy hell out of Rye Bear. So yeah, kids do the darndest things in terms of that.
Yes, they do.
And lastly, this spring break here for the kids, and my wife and son went to visit her mom in Columbus, Georgia. And who do they meet in the Atlanta airport? Diamond Dallas Page.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Right about now, I'm pissed because that should have been me. But my son actually knew who he was, so he has had sufficient parenting, knew who he was, and had a chance to talk to him, and the work he's done besides wrestling, with him helping out with his DDP yoga. Because for the boxing fans there, Butterbean couldn't walk until he went to DDP and helped him out to get his legs and body back together. So now he's walking unassisted. So,
all right.
But that's it for an abbreviated report. But yeah, so I'm excited for him and pissed all at the same time with meeting DDP because I've met a couple of wrestlers. But oh well. But all right, I'll sit back and listen to Marco Rubio's story here.
Thank you, Brent.
No problem.
All right. Now I was saying Marco Rubio. Remember, it was, when was that? I don't remember, but Marco Rubio, not too long ago, remember, he visited El Salvador. When he came back, Marco Rubio said the president of El Salvador offered to, at a greatly reduced price, take the people that the United States deports. People who are here, quote, illegally. Undocumented, however you want to call it. He's willing to take them at a greatly reduced price. But there was also something else that he was willing to do. He was willing to take our criminals. Yes, United States citizens who've been convicted of crimes and are, I guess, in federal prison. He's willing to take them as well. And I talked about the story. Do anybody remember that? And I talked about it. And Marco Rubio was talking about, how it was such a generous offer and all of that kind of stuff. And a few people were saying, I'm fear-mongering or whatever. But I didn't feel like I was. Hold on. Let's go here. We'll just leave it there. I'm sorry. I was trying to do this when I was no, not there. What is going on with my computer? Okay. It's moving really slow, y'all. I'm really disappointed. It's normally slow, but not normally this slow. Oh my goodness. It is moving so slow. I'm trying to find this clip. Okay, here it is. Open. Okay. Okay, it's not letting me play it. I'm sure it will allow me to play it. It might just start randomly playing because the computer is running so slow. But yeah, he was talking about how it's such a great deal and such a generous offer, and of course there might be some constitutional issues that the administration might have to explore, but he wasn't against it. Sierra, I thought Twin was gonna buy you a new Mac Mini. But he I can't believe this thing won't play. But yeah, he talked about it, and everybody was saying like, oh, ain't no way, they just, and I was saying, you don't float ideas like that if it's not something you're actually thinking about. Y'all remember that? Does anybody remember that? Just take my word for it. If you don't remember, this all happened. Well, they just deported, hundreds of Venezuelan alleged gang members. Y'all know where they deported them to, right? Yes, El Salvador. They took the man up on his offer. Now, do you really believe that they only took him up on the part of the offer where he was gonna take the illegals that we deport? Do y'all believe that? I don't believe that. Hold on, I'm still trying to get it to play, y'all. Oh, come on. Properties, yes. Okay, we'll do that. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna have to restart this computer, but not right now, because I only got like about 13 minutes. Do y'all really believe that they only took the president of El Salvador up on the portion of the offer about deporting the immigrants? I'm telling y'all keep y'all eyes open. They are showing us, number one, they don't care about, this administration does not care about the Constitution. They don't care about the law. They don't care about the courts. They don't care about Congress. They don't care about any of that. They have made up their mind. We know what we're gonna do, or what we want to do, and we're gonna do it. And that's just gonna be the end of that. And so, look, for all of y'all who if you got loved ones in a federal facility, maybe a state facility, who've been convicted of crimes, you better talk to your people. Talk to your people, because they might end up in El Salvador. And these people, if you haven't realized yet, and there's a part of me that want to give them credit. Like, they lied to y'all about what they were going to do, but they were really clear about what they were going to do. Project 2025 was laid out. It was clear what the plan was. Like, they had a legitimate plan. They were clear about what the plan was. And the part that want to give them credit is the part to say, they made a plan. They said what they was going to do, and they going to do it. One of the members of Congress, I don't remember his name, has filed to impeach that judge that Trump's saying should be impeached. Now, whether or not it'll happen, we don't know. But that's the whole key there. We don't know if it'll happen. Again, they don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about the law. They don't care about the judiciary. They don't care about judges. They don't care about any of this stuff. They definitely don't care about norms. And they 100% don't care about the people. They don't care about firing these government employees. Oh, the judge said you had to hire them back. Okay, we'll hire them back, but then we're not gonna put them on. We'll hire them back, but we're not gonna, bring them back to work. Then a judge says, no, you can't just bring them back and then pay them to do nothing. Put them on leave. You can't do that. They gonna come up with some other way. They don't care. They legitimately don't care, y'all. So this whole thing, and maybe look, somebody will say, Emanuel, you off base. You don't care. Or we don't care what you're talking about. You fear mongering and blah blah blah. There was no part of me when I heard Marco Rubio talking about at a greatly reduced price sending people to El Salvador. No part of me thought that wasn't gonna happen. And when I went back and listened to what he said again, the part about deporting U.S. citizens who've been convicted of crimes and are sitting in prison, I went back and I listened to what he said again. Hold on, let me see if I can just play it. Maybe I can just find it, and you won't be able to see the video, but you'll be able to hear the audio, hopefully. Let's see. This is him. Now, he's just talked about the offer that the president of El Salvador made to take people who were deported because they were illegal aliens and American citizens at a reduced price. And Marco Rubio says, the piece about the American citizens, that's just talk. But, and it picks up.
That's an offer President Bukele made. Obviously, we'll have to study it on our end. There are obviously legalities involved. We have a constitution. We have all sorts of things. But it's a very generous offer. No one's ever made an offer like that. And to outsource at a fraction of the cost, at least some of the most dangerous and violent criminals that we have in the United States. But obviously, the administration will have to make a decision.
Yeah. He wasn't talking about illegal immigrants. He's talking about, quote, the most dangerous criminals that we have in the United States. He's talking about the American citizens that they are legitimately, seriously considering deporting. I know we got a constitution and all of that kind of stuff, but, we got to look at it. It's something we got to look at. It was a generous offer. Nobody's ever made that generous an offer. If someone makes you that kind of an offer, you should be offended. There are some offers that should offend you. Like yesterday, what we were talking about yesterday. If you're a nice, wonderful, loving, married woman and someone offers to buy some services from you, you should be offended by that. Every offer is not a good offer. So for a country to come to, to sit down with the Secretary of State and offer to accept U.S. citizens that you don't want no more. Because basically that's the offer. To accept U.S. citizens that you don't want anymore. You should be offended. What are you talking about? We got a constitution. We don't do that. It's a generous offer. No one's ever made us that offer before. You should be offended. And Twin, I'm still toying with the idea of a name change. But you said no. We will have to negotiate on that. Twin says, how many blacks did you see on that bus? See, and this becomes the problem, Twin. You're not looking forward. Just like with the election. Like you acted on right now. I want to be different. than everybody. So I'm gonna vote for him. Forget what he gonna do 2 weeks after he get in office. I want to be different from everybody, so I'm gonna vote for him. And now you're like, well, I didn't see no blacks on the bus. It don't. But they talked openly about the idea that they're looking at the constitutionality and the planning and how everything might work out to deport U.S. citizens. Again, they don't care about the law. They don't. They don't care about the rules. They don't care about judges. They don't care about any of that. I just want you guys, because I have to get ready to get out of here. And if you're just showing up, I have to leave. I have a 4 o'clock call that I didn't know about until I was getting ready to hit the button to go live. So I have a 4 o'clock call that I have to get on. So I got like 3 more minutes. If I show up like a minute late for the 4 o'clock call, I think everything will be all right. Twin says, and Twin, by the way, it was just for you can call in now. I'm not asking you to call in because I don't have time to talk to you. But yesterday I was not taking your call because, you just be saying reckless stuff. But you can, that's over. Feel free to call. Again, you don't have to. You don't have to call. He's saying the Democratic Party is weak. He don't have any buyer's remorse. Did you buy someone? Did you buy someone? But hey, I want everybody to be aware of it. They are arresting people who didn't break laws, and they're openly saying this person went. Now you might argue, hey, this person, what was his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. What's the guy who went to the protest, Mahmoud or whatever it is, Khalil? It was something I don't remember. I don't, 17th degree COVID, and I don't remember the guy's name. But even the White House said he didn't break no laws. But we arrested him. If he didn't break any laws, you can't arrest people who haven't broken any laws because they went to a protest. Again, don't get me wrong. I understand. I understand, you might be concerned about some stuff. Then say we had some reasonable concerns. But if you come out and tell me we arrested somebody who was at a protest speaking out against us, yeah, we arrested them. No, they didn't break any laws, but we arrested them anyway. They don't care. They don't care. Again, on one hand, I'll give them credit. Do what you do. Do what you do. This is what we plan on doing, so this is what we gonna do. On some level, I respect that. Except the thing that you're doing, some of it violates the Constitution and other laws and judges' orders and morality and reason, logic. I just want everybody keep paying attention. Don't quit talking about it. These are serious issues with the potential to be even more serious issues. And we can't let people bully us out of talking about this stuff. It's important. It's very important. Am I coming back after the 4 p.m. call? I don't know how long the call is going to take, but I do have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. there's a greater chance than not that I will not come back after the 4 o'clock call. But I don't know. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all for hanging with me for just this 30 minutes. Don't stop talking about it. Don't stop focusing on it. Be aware of what's going on. And of course, as you muddle through the rest of the day, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all.